What is happening, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Comic Bookies podcast. Your boys Mike, Mark, and Sean are here to give you the most fire content in sports and comics. Let's hit it. Oh man, well, good thing I can edit this out. It's been a long 2 weeks, but we are back. On the comic book side, we have 2 weeks worth of books to get into, and we have plenty of news, including Bam Margera suing Paramount. Daniel Espinosa, the director of Morbius, may have leaked a Tom Hardy cameo, and we gave a huge spoiler-filled Suicide Squad review. And over on the sports side, NASCAR is at Indianapolis, but it's a road course. The new video game has a trailer out. So we'll talk about that. The Olympics are now over. The EPL starts, and also the NFL approaches with its first week of preseason games. So let's go. Mike, Mark, and Sean are ready. This is the Comic Bookies podcast. Let's hit it, everyone.
Let's get it. I like it.
A couple cobwebs to shake out.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hello, everyone tuning in right now. Welcome to the Comic Bookies podcast.
What up, guys? Episode 122. Gonna be a fun one.
Doing well. A treat for everyone. You'll get this episode tomorrow morning.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Stay up.
What time? Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask you, what time are you staying up until today?
Until I get it out.
I like
I'll
it.
just fall asleep for a few hours.
The dedication.
I'll just fall asleep for a few hours. I mean, but like, honestly, like, when do you expect me to get it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I, if I could then go to work tomorrow, and then come home at 6:30, sleep, get up at like noon, 12:30. What am I supposed to do? Get up and say, hey, sweetheart, thanks for letting me sleep for 6 hours. And now can I sit down and edit? Like, I'm going to help her with the kids until I now leave for the next day. So by that time, especially during the NFL season, if we talk about, week 5 of the NFL, what am I supposed to edit on Sunday night after all the games have already passed? I can't do that. So that is just the nature of the beast. Yep, that's just the nature. It's just the beast. So, okay, but if everyone else is ready, if our one viewer is ready, I believe we are ready. So let's hit it. Let's go into multi-stream real quick, see if anyone's said hello. Hello. Thanks, Sean, for the hello.
Classic.
GIF. All right, let's hit it. Back in 3, 2, and 1. And we are back. Our bi-weekly, but not for long, episode of the Comic Bookies podcast is here. Like every week, we are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Today, Wednesday, August 11th, 2021 is New Comic Book Day. So go out there on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Go and see Alex. He can get you any type of books, new and old. Start you a pull list, and he can get them to you however you want. You can pull up curbside. You can walk in now inside with a mask, or he can ship it to you via the U.S. Postal Service like he does to me. It sucks because I haven't been in the shop. But go and see him. It's a great shop, great atmosphere, and we love it. We've been rocking with them for years and years now. Fellas, what's going on, man? I mean, we text, but it's not like we, FaceTime or Skype or whatever in the weeks in between episodes. So this new schedule is kind of sucks. I miss seeing your guys' faces. How have you been in the last 2 weeks?
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. There's the pros and cons. We're all busy with work and what so, but not seeing your guys' faces, it's a bi-weekly thing, and I guess thank God for football. I mean, football makes us happy, but an excuse to start recording every week and seeing you guys. But all in all, things are good, man. The weather's been warm. We'll be linking up with each other this weekend. Looking very forward to that. Right. Camden's first birthday, but no, man. Everyone's healthy, doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man. The Olympics has passed us by a year late, but it's finally the 2 weeks have been in. Congratulations. I know we're going to talk about it later, but always fun when that comes around. And we got a lot of big news this week. Obviously not recording on this 2 week schedule now. We get a little bit more that comes up, but a little bit of news in the footy world that we're going to get into. Big transfers going on there. But yeah, man, I've been all right. Fires in California suck. It's going to come down here, I think, tomorrow. They're saying that it's going to get hazy or whatnot.
Is that the Dixie one?
Yeah.
Terrible, bro.
I mean, it was hazy for that whole one day, right? Was it? Shoot, I forgot what day it was. My days have been mixed up anyways.
Late
but it
last
was,
week or something.
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah,
but I was like, oh no, it's starting already. But then the next day it was clear, so it was like I have no idea what that was from. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, supposedly it's the biggest fire in California history right now,
Yeah.
land-wise and whatnot. And I have a buddy that lives out in Reno, and he was telling me that it's just ugly out there. They're about to set the record tomorrow or not set it, but I think tie it for the most consecutive days at 100-degree weather. He said it's smoky, it's ugly. And yeah, the Triple H, I called it. Not Hunterhurst Helmsley, but hot, humid, and hazy.
Yeah, it's for sure humid out here.
A bad combination, man.
Yeah, it's for sure hazy out here. I actually was out in San Francisco with my family today. Went to the California, what is it? The Arts Museum, the Center for the Arts or whatever, over by Golden Gate Park over there. And but it was cool. Obviously, masks and stuff inside. But oh my god, dude! When we went into like the first section you go into is the rainforest section, but they make it feel like a rainforest. So I'm wearing like a shirt, jeans, like nicer shoes and stuff because I know it's gonna be kind of cold. I had a jacket over, because it was like 60 degrees and windy in San Francisco. So we have everyone like bundled up, right? We go inside there, and I'm like, god damn. I made a joke to my wife, or she made it to me first. She was like, well, no wonder people in Florida don't want to wear masks because they got to wear masks and it's like 100 degrees and like they're just dying in there. They can't breathe. It sucked, dude. But actually that place is pretty cool. Never saw a museum where they had like legit like silk spiders like that big with like in no cages. It was live, but it was on webs in trees, but there was no like netting. There was no glass. They were like, so you could like literally climb up there and touch it, or it can come down and kill you. It was crazy.
Are they like drugged up or something like that? I mean,
I have no idea. But they had, but
crazy.
in that same like kind of what do they call it, like a terrarium, or that's like for spiders. But they had all types of butterflies flying around, birds out in the open. There's plenty of animals like that and insects that weren't, like in cages or whatever, or like behind glass. So that place is pretty cool. I don't think I had ever been there, even on a field trip in school. So that place is pretty cool.
I like it, brother.
Have you been there, Sean?
Never, bro, never. No, I've been to a couple museums. That's one I haven't gone to. But I mean, the whole open spider thing, you're not making it too attractive for me right now, bro.
I feel like I've been there. how many damn field trips did we go on as a kid? I must have gone at least to 5 or 6. There ain't too many big museums.
That might have been too expensive for the Newark Unified School District because we went to Lawrence Hall of Science like 18 times. It seemed like I think that place is much cheaper.
The Discovery?
Yeah.
The one in San Jose,
or Oakland,
right?
Lawrence Hall of Science in Oakland, too.
Oh, I do remember going to that one. Or is the Exploratorium, that's the one that you get to they have that room where you look up in the sky. It's like you're looking, or the dome, right?
That's right?
And it looks like you're looking at the stars.
We watched an Everest documentary on that thing. It showed like the snow coming at you or whatever. Mm-hmm. But no, Sean, Mark, there was live bats, too. I went in this little hallway thing, and it was like, oh, yeah, like see some bats. I thought they were fake. Swear to God. And on the car ride home, my wife's like, no, those were real. Like, no, wait. Like, those things that were like, if I had 2 of my arms, I could touch them. Those were real bats, not like behind glass.
Did you feel like you were in the bat cave or what?
Oh, for sure. I was like, well, I told my daughter, I was like, come on, Maddie, let's go in the bat cave real quick. But I thought they were fake, but they were real. So, F my life if they would have.
What was the one in Oakland again?
Lawrence Hall of Science.
Lawrence Hall, yeah, I remember that one.
So, I mean,
that's cool though, man. I've been thinking I gotta take my kid out to one of those. Just this damn COVID, but
there's the one in San Jose, right? Which one's in the San Jose?
That's that Discovery. I think I just told you.
Yeah,
the Discovery Kids.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. I went there obviously pre-COVID, but yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago when Maddie was like super little. Yeah.
And I know San Francisco gets all like different exhibits all the time.
Yeah.
Like probably less hands-on.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, glad you guys are doing good. Myself just kind of getting used to the new work schedule. Got my son's first birthday next week, but his party's this weekend, so that'll be fun. Another TCB, day out on the green, as so to speak. So hope you have your swim trunks ready because we're gonna have a huge like water slide. So bring your swim trunks.
Are we included in the water slides? Or is it just for the kids?
Everyone is.
And I'll break that damn water slide, man.
No, you won't. Yeah, but we got hamburgers, hot dogs.
man.
We got all of it's like baseball themed. So we have Cracker Jacks. Mark, we got plenty of sunflower seeds for your ass. We have beer.
You have chicken wings?
Chicken. I don't know if we.
Yeah,
Oh no, I don't know if we have chicken wings. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time.
Beat the lip.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be around my wife and my parents and stuff, so that might not happen, but that'll happen in Vegas. Don't worry.
So you can't really tip back as much as I thought you'd be able to, if at all, huh?
Yeah, because I'll be getting home at 6:30 a.m., fall asleep until about 10:30, and then get up and then help prep for the party that starts at like 11 or 11:30. And then by the time 5 o'clock hits, I got to get ready to go back to work that night. So yeah, it kind of sucks.
Second week at work. Hey, boss. What's up?
I know, right? Second week at work. Hey, brother.
Hey, I know Kay wouldn't have done you like that though.
There it is.
I know, right?
Chris K. Nah, that would sound better though, Chris K.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool though, man. He's a good guy. He invited me up to the suite a couple times, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Couple good. I had a couple
Good days. The good days.
I had a couple good times in Mr. K's suite. So,
Sweet. Sean, what are you drinking there?
Yeah, we got a little red wine today. Just in a good mood. The weather's warm. Tomorrow's Thursday. Hey, a little red wine. And you guys?
A little bit of a little moonshine. No, it's Kirkland's Finest. Just the already ready to drink margarita. You know.
Can't go wrong with that.
Sugar at its finest, right there.
Oh, dude, it's so good. But yeah, if you drink too much of it, the headache's an ass the next day.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of on an adventure to try to find out, because dude, ever since White Claw, whatever the hell, hit the damn market, it's just not that I'm like so into seltzer, but now that there's so many, I mean, we like to try beer, right?
Yeah.
Now that there's so many damn like seltzer waters on the damn market, it's, and you go to Total Wine, it's like, Jesus, I remember when there was Truly and White Claw.
That's it. Yeah.
Now
That's
it's
it,
like
yeah.
Bud Light,
Corona.
Tea Seltzer, Corona. That I like that Topo Chico one. Actually, I sent you the picture earlier.
I've heard of that one. I heard that one's actually
That's alcoholic?
pretty good.
And the one I picture of wasn't. That was just their sparkling water. But
Okay.
they also make seltzer like everybody else. But
It's always been seltzer. I just think those two main ones that you alluded to, they just basically knew how to market it, and people just, oh, these are the new things. It's like, not really. There's a whole bunch of them before that, but hey.
I like White Claw more than Truly. I like
Yes.
Topo Chico more than both of those. And these Corona ones are all right. You have to let me go through all the flavors, but I'm pretty sure later on TCB is going to have a bracket of the best seltzer waters.
You mean worst?
Or best.
No, worst.
Or worst. Yeah.
I mean, I see a box right here down on my floor. I got you guys a box of Truly from Costco. I see this black cherry. You know what they taste like? It tastes like water, and then someone had black cherry bubble gum, and they went like this into it, and then they closed the can really quick. That's how much flavor you get out of those damn things. They're disgusting.
I had one of those White Claws, the ones that are like 8%. They're
Yeah.
a little.
The stronger ones.
The
yep.
stronger ones. Gee, puro vodka, bro. It's like you drinking it. I'm like, damn, but it just like you just. It's like you just took like a soda water and just put like a bunch of Smirnoff into it. I was like, Jesus.
Puro vodka.
Man, one of them, man. Get your head spinning.
That's
Get your
funny,
head
that's funny. Okay, cool. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of the actual podcast. Hope everyone is doing very, very well. Whether you are watching live on YouTube or Twitch, or if you're listening wherever you listen to podcasts, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for downloading. I'm going to go ahead and announce this before we get into anything rather than at the end of the episode, but I think we've had a download or two from this country before, but not since I've been recording it. But thank you. Welcome, the country of Italy. Thank you so much for the 2 downloads that we received over the last couple of days. But yeah, welcome to the TCB Passport. So boys,
They're a lot happier these days after winning that Euro Cup.
I know.
Winning solves everything.
They can actually devote their time to something else besides the beautiful game. So we're getting our downloads from over there.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
let's get into the comics, boys. So comic books this first, everyone. Joe, what's up, comic bookies? Hello, sir. Welcome in.
Joe, there he is.
Anybody else in the chat right now have books that we don't talk about that they want to recommend to us? Please do so, and we will make sure to get it and review it for you guys. On the DC side this week, Detective Comics 1041, Wonder Woman 777, The Joker, number 6, Infinite Frontier, number 4, Rorschach, number 11, and an honorable mention, Batman 89, number 1 this week. Marvel, Daredevil 33, X-Force 22, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 29, Spider-Man, Spider Shadow 5, and Captain Marvel, number 31. So, you know what? That's so weird. I think it's the weeks that have gone by that I, how I'm notes and stuff. I only wrote down DC and Marvel. What the hell did I do that for?
Look at him. New job, forgetting things
I know,
already.
right?
Oh, where's that?
Right?
Man, get that head in the game, Mike.
I know, right? What the hell? I mean, I can do it real quick and then kind of like, I don't know. I can look it up right now. Oh man,
Give it to us, man.
Folks,
We don't have
I am so sorry. What the hell is wrong with me?
Telling you, it's new job, new man.
I know. I mean, I know. The Silver Coin number 5 comes out from Image. Boom Studios has, this week is the big free comic book day as well.
Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin number 10 from Boom Studios. Pennyworth number 1 from DC Comics as well. Masters of the Universe Revelation number 2 from Dark Horse. Boom Studios also gives us Eve number 4. That's the penultimate issue to that series as well. Fight Girls number 2 from AWA. Milestone, that's a kind of a side little publisher from on the DC side. Hardware season 1 number 1 comes out, and that's just to name a few. What is this? Black Mask Studios, White number 2. Marvel also gives us Avengers Tech On number 1. That's a 6-issue miniseries. I did pick that up just because I'm trying to just grasp at straws here.
You're a comic bookie. That's why.
Exactly. But
Exactly.
I'm trying to find something good from Marvel, and it's a miniseries. So, if it's anything like this Fantastic Four life story that's also a miniseries, then hopefully it's going to be good because that one's pretty good. So, but yeah, thank you for being patient with me, fans, and Mark and Sean. I can't believe I did that. I knew something was missing. I was like, damn, my comics notes is like. It's like kind of
well,
small.
naked right now.
What the hell is this? Yeah. Okay, so speaking of comics, let's get into it, boys. Anything that you've liked over the last 2 weeks? Anything you're excited for this week and going on? Let's start our comic bookie conversation.
Are we getting Batman and Detective every 2 weeks again? You just said that we're getting Detective again.
Yeah,
or they came out
Detective,
this week, right?
Detective is. I think Detective. And
we just got Detective last time we recorded. Remember, I had the variant.
Yes, it's a that's a bi-month, a bi-weekly.
Again?
Yeah, no.
Didn't they change that for 2021?
No, because remember they went to, I think it was, what is it? God dang it, I forgot what it was. Justice League, Detective, and maybe one other. They gave us the little, we're going to give you 1 month for like 6 months. Just to make sure you're okay, and then boom, we're gonna hit you with twice monthly. So, and they didn't change the price either.
Washington.
So it's exactly
not like studios.
Exactly, yeah. Boom. Straight up Emerald Lagasse. Boom. John Madden. Boom. Hit you with that bi-weekly, right? So, what'd you guys like over the last couple weeks? We had actually a lot of books. We had the last Detective Comics, Mark. So. Let's get into it.
Yes, I know. I liked it.
I did too.
It feels like it was kind of, I don't know, did it feel like more of a fill-in issue to you in a way? Not
but it seems a little bit because he's behind bars for most of the time.
It seems like Vil is going to be kind of a big deal in it in this detective going forward.
Yeah.
The Parasite.
Well, yeah, and also Penguin,
Yeah, Penguin, Mr. Cobblepot.
Yeah, so he's going to be in that one too. So, I mean...
What about that story at the end, actually? I wanted to ask you about it.
I know, right? They totally killed Man-Bat. They totally just killed him. Like, after I just read that 6-issue miniseries... I know. Or was it 5 or 6 issue? I was like, yeah, I mean, that issue ended. They actually brought, like, a couple scenes from the series that I brought, like, the end of it, into this story, and they just killed him. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I'm not going to act like I know too much about Man-Bat, but...
He's just a scientist that just tried to, cure, his condition, and it was one of those ones where he took his work too seriously, and it took him away from his wife, too, and then he just went too far, and he made himself into Man-Bat,
But the story's going to be continuing, it said. It said continues in Detective Comics It's gonna be the ongoing backstory at the end of Detective Comics.
Okay, good. So hopefully, yeah.
But what do
in
you
the
think
pages of
about
Detective-
Cobblepot teaming up with Worth? Mr. still trying to get revenge on Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Still trying to kill him and Batman, not knowing that they are the same person. And now he's teaming up with the Penguin. Your thoughts?
I do like it. I hope they keep Vile around too. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. It's going to be interesting because you also, like, when it takes like 4 issues in an arc to kind of say, oh my God, Penguin's in this, or oh my God, this is Vile, and then you figure that it's going to be a 6-issue arc. It's like, all right, well, what the hell are they going to do in these last couple issues, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see like what they do, because isn't it like, how many issues into the arc is it? Or is this a brand new arc, like, starting? You know what I'm saying?
Was that Bruce's house they were burning down at the end that he was looking at?
That was, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was his apartment.
That was his apartment,
yeah,
right?
because
said
Worth is trying to kill Bruce Wayne. I don't think he knows that he's, you know.
But I love that old school art in the middle of it.
With Joker when they were
when
fighting
they
like
go
that?
back, when the guy in jail's like, I know who you are. I know you're Batman as well. How do you know? And then they go back to the story.
Yeah.
I actually showed you guys last time we recorded, but we didn't read it. But I just flipped through it, and you even said something, Mike, like, "Oh, look at that art."
Oh, it's so sexy. So sexy. What else? Yeah, Berserker.
I gotta talk about that Made in Korea with Mark.
Go ahead, get into it. I've been hearing good things.
Image Comics, bro. That is easily probably the best book I'm reading right now, bro. Bro, I don't know what it is about it, man. Like, I don't know. I like it. I really, really like it.
I do like it as well.
Just imagine, like, families that can't have kids, and pretty much they're given a kid who's like a robot, basically, but it has emotions.
They weren't given it. They paid for that thing. They paid for it.
They paid for it, but it's funny because they have the person, I don't know if he works at the manufacturer, whatever it is, who's trying to, like, get a hold of the kid. But the family,
he wants the kid back because someone said.
I can see why, though, because the kid's starting to make decisions on their own. Then the kid is starting to become friends with, you know, those bad kids at school, starting to miss school, cuts her own hair to look like a boy, and now, you know.
That is crazy, right?
It ends with them doing a bank robbery.
Sean,
some badass little kids.
Sean,
man.
I have to give a timeout to the Made in Korea discussion. We have a username Hot Sauce 09. Que onda, Chilango?
Oh, there it is. The Chilango of all Chilangos.
Dang, hey, it took me leaving the company for him to jump in the chat, because he says this is Mr. Elias Guzman, aka Hot Sauce, over at my old job. So
welcome, Hot Sauce.
America es mierda.
Oh.
Every time.
Okay, sorry. Back to Made in Korea. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, but Made in Korea, it's pretty good. Pretty much the little proxy they call them. Pretty much like a prodigy child, like times 10, right? And the damn little doll, if you will. But I guess you can't really tell. Right, Sean? I mean, people don't really know that it's a proxy.
No, the only people that know so far is the 2 badass little kids that she's friends with, because she had like a rock or something going to her arm, and there were like little wires sticking out of her arm. So like, oh crap, like.
But the teachers know, like the principal knows. The principal's like, oh, I know it's a special situation. That's why I called you. So people know.
They know, but I think it's kind of like normal. Like, it's just another kid, but they don't know that, like, this kid's starting to, like,
rebel
a little bit, bro.
Dude, it's crazy. Now she's shooting guns off with these bad teenagers, and now they got.
Like, she hit the bullseye every time. They're like, bro, like.
But they had the bombs too, so I think they're thinking of blowing up the high school, right? Because they had they're like, oh, we've been waiting for these, and that's a pretty crazy story. I mean, it actually it went in a different direction. I talk about this a lot with books sometimes, that I think that they're gonna go a certain way, and they kind of like. I wasn't thinking that this story was gonna become her kicking it with like some. It's like
punk ass kids,
dead end kids type story, right? With a proxy in it. I mean, that's what it feels like almost. You got like these badass kids, and now you got this good little Asian proxy, if you will. But I'm excited to see where it goes.
Story so far, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best story I'm reading right now, Sean, but it's a pretty damn good
Yeah,
story.
it just I think it's just
You're
I'm
just
excited.
really you're excited about it. I've been ranting and raving about it too. So, but
It's a goodie, bruh.
Okay.
Strange Adventures
Oh, dude, you read my mind.
I'd say.
Strange Adventures 11. I haven't seen that many like bleeped out words, f bombs, and
Jeez.
in any DC book. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's Black Label. Why can't they say that? I mean, I guess Black Label still isn't like, I don't know. I guess they can say ass and shit and stuff, but they can't say fuck. So, but that's
You really just spell out shit.
yeah. I mean, like, he admitted it. It's a nice little Tarantino to like back and forth, like them trying to get through the owl, through those weird looking owls, that like they can speak the language and like, oh, I think he wants to eat you, But then at the same,
That was weird.
That was hella weird. But then he's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like classic. I know we can admit classic guy. Huh? What are you talking about? And then once she like pinpoints a specific number of bullet points and pieces of evidence, then he's like, well, yeah, I was just trying to save us, like then he finally admits it that he actually did. He actually pretty much gave Earth to the Pikes just so they could save Ron and her and the daughter and everything. Like, yeah, it's I would feel the same exact way if I was her. Like to make her believe that her daughter's dead, for all of this.
Ooh.
Like,
Oh.
it was one of those classic cases of doing the wrong thing for the right reasons.
He got slapped up a couple times,
Hella
man.
hard.
I mean, he held his own though. He held his own.
How? Pulling a gun on her like a little biatch?
Oh, that's right. But
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm Adam Strange. Like, damn, like Tom King is making this guy look like an ass.
yeah, he is actually. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did. I actually thought he was gonna shoot her at one point,
But then
bro.
he gets shot. He shoots the blaster, or somehow when they get in the tussle, it shoots, and she overtakes him, and then she's like, "Oh, Adam," like that final, "Oh, Adam," as they're like, they go back to the snow where it's like, "Oh, Adam," when they're like cuddling next to each other, and then right under it says, "Oh, Adam," and like he's the one who's shot by the blaster. So this last issue, 12 of 12, it's been a whole year that we've been reading Strange Adventures. It's gonna be a dope
Right.
last issue. We'll see. Like, we'll see. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna kill him, even though Tom King killed Alfred Pennyworth. Like, what the hell? But yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It doesn't seem like it should end in 12 now, right?
No, it should be like a 15.
Yeah, like I feel after this issue that just came out, I feel like it's just one.
It's still gonna leave me
this
wanting
length?
more. It's
But that's just how.
hopefully it's an
that's how
annual
Tom
size
King
issue.
is. That's how Tom King is. We already talk about this all the time. He's
know.
real good at shortening up the story and using less words, and his artists just kind of draw it out for him as well. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Strange Adventures has been a pretty good story. Adam Strange, if you're not familiar with him, I think he's from the 70s, Mike, or something. He does.
Adam Strange. He's an old character. I mean,
Yeah,
I can look him up. But yeah, he's an old character.
I think I remember asking Alex about him. He doesn't come not really around that much, or like Tom King kind of wanted to like bring him back or something, but kind of left me, I like it.
Your first appearance of Adam Strange is Showcase number 17, November of 1958.
58.
She.
Yeah,
Wow.
old character
Damn.
for sure. So
That's
there
real
you
old.
have it. If I can just, excuse me, if I could just like roll down a few of the ones from a couple weeks ago. Superman, Son of Kal-El. It was a cool little like intro, like nothing too special. They kill Bigfoot in the Department of Truth. I'm not gonna say any more of that. You're just gonna have to go and read that story. It's an amazing story. Scumbag kind of brought me back a little bit. Like I don't know. What do you think, Mark? Real quick on Scumbag.
Still a scumbag. It didn't bring me back to like the first arc where he was
No, but definitely better than the last like 2 or 3 issues.
Yeah, definitely different artist in it. As I mentioned, I just I like the older art a little bit more. I feel like he's drawn differently, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun of having, being a comic book reader, right? You get to see all these different writers team up with different artists and see how they portray their story together. But I don't know. I just think the other artist made him. Or I think the other artist or the other arc, the first arc, made him seem like a bigger douchebag. I want douchebaggery when I read that book. All right, man.
Nice.
I like that. That's a good
Douchebaggery.
one.
Right.
And then going into this last week's, my favorite of the week, I still need to get to Seven Secrets in Stillwater, so kind of put that on the back burner. But my favorite probably was either The Nice House on the Lake, number 3, or Geiger, number 5. So, Sean, I know you mentioned Geiger. Let's get into Geiger. So, I love Gary Frank's artwork, by the way. You know, Doomsday Clock, everything that I've read from Gary Frank as him and an artist, love it. Jeff Johns, you know, he's more on like the Hollywood, he's more like movies and TV now, but he can still write a damn good story. So, I mean, those two team up again. Just the backstory, it's kind of an effed up backstory, as if no one knows, but, you know, the apocalypse happens, you know, a bunch of nukes are dropped, and this guy, he has cancer, and he went through an experimental treatment for his cancer, booted his family into some bunker, and then the nukes dropped. He didn't die from the exposure, and he became, you know, Geiger, so to speak, and he has those rods stuck in his back, and that's what makes him, you know, not glow, you know, the fluorescent glow, you know, and he's got a 2-headed dog, and there's a king, you know.
How about the King's mama?
Oh my God, that was the last issue. Jesus, she hadn't seen the sun or a treadmill in a long time, very long time. Let's just say. But no, the backstory with their relationship though, and how they blew open the bunker, and then because of the king, he found out that his family had been dead for years. Anyways, he was just guarding a grave, you know, and then he lets the king live, but puts his hands on his face, and now he's all disfigured from, you know, radiation poisoning and whatnot. But they get brought into some like Area 51 kind of bunker where the vice president's there, and they're trying to get the codes as well. Like, everyone's fighting for these codes and the location to these silos where the other nukes are from, you know. And then this teacher or whatever, or not the teacher, I'm sorry, but like a doctor or whatever, she brings in the 2 kids that are with Geiger, you know. The older sister, she's fine, but the other brother, he's got lymphoma, which is unfortunate. But in this situation, because there's just so little resources, they have to kill him. So the sister tries to go and save the son, and then Geiger hears them screaming. He wakes up from his, you know, deep sleep, because I think they knocked him out. And it was funny. It was like, I don't think we should have taken those out. And he goes, good observation, as they take the rods out of him, and he wakes up and he's all like, you know, looks like Dr. Phosphorus, you know. And they finally, yeah, exactly. And so they try to escape, and look at here. Oh, did he get knocked out again? Like, what happens here?
Starting to remind me of the nuclear family.
Oh, really?
Kind of like,
okay.
War, like a nuclear war. Then this, yeah. I mean, kind of in a way.
That's right. So she says, you know, they said they were going to kill him because he was sick. You know, they didn't have the means to keep him, right? And so he's running through the halls trying to save the kids, and then they're going to unleash their looks like a robotic Captain America. He's got like a little star shield thing, and it says Joe on there, ancient. And it looks like they're going to put a radioactive thing in his chest. And so the final issue of that first arc is in a month. That was a good book. Sorry, I kind of, you know, took the
hey, you did all the talking,
the gist
bro.
of it,
hey,
but yeah,
you described it.
But that was
is it the final issue,
of
Mike?
the arc. Yes, this is Geiger 5, and it even says at the end, like, oh, you know, stay tuned for like September 1st, the final issue of the arc. So,
is it ongoing?
I think so. I mean, I'm not sure. Like, Jeff Johns seems like a pretty busy guy, so maybe it's a 12 issue. I will pay attention for it the next time we get previews to see if it says like issue, you know, 8 of 12 or whatever to preview the next one. So, what else did you guys like from last week? Let's hit a few more.
Batman.
Yes, Batman was good.
Batman was good. Batman was really good. Miracle Molly almost got her head blown off, but she's still, you know, cruising along. Amazing. And Batman's being a little gangsta, doing his thing right now, going to see the Scarecrow, who's, hey, you know what? He's definitely being that dude right now, just giving everyone that fear toxin. And yeah. That's something I never would want in my life, man.
But what about the Scarecrow, though? He's kind of parting ways with Saint Industries,
he's
right?
He's going rogue. That they were...
Yeah,
for sure.
Didn't the first couple pages feel like that arc of Tom King's Batman Nightmares, where like Batman, it looked like he was infected, and he was, you know how Scarecrow was in that field and he was like towering over him like that. It kind of felt like the Nightmares arc where he was like, remember he went through a different nightmare in each issue of that arc. Kind of felt like that to me. And then they go over to Miracle Molly. But like I was telling you guys before, my only gripe with Batman right now, it's still good. Like Tynian's is badass. Actually, probably our last 2 books of the week is 2 Tynian books. But I don't like how no other story has gone into the future state faster than Batman, at least the ones that I'm reading. I wish they would have kind of did another couple arcs and slowly introduce Saint, slowly introduce Peacemaker, because it seems like after the Ghostmaker arc, boom, Bow's gone, Harley Quinn's like kind of in it, she was in this issue and stuff, but it's more Miracle Molly and it's more the Magistrate and Nakano, it's all that stuff, and I wish they would have pump the brakes a little bit, and I wish they would have given us a couple, better stories leading up to it,
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
What's that crew that Miracle Molly's a part of again?
It says it in the first couple pages.
Yeah, what's their name?
The Unsanity Collective.
The Insanity Collective. That's
they're all
right.
in that room and they're trying to escape.
They got some nice tech though, and like she even said, like, oh, can he hold his own? I put all of his breaker. I put all of his strength techniques and all of his strength things in him myself. If anybody can tussle with a Peacemaker 01, it's him. Like she did it herself. Like she's like a whiz when it comes to that. She was trying to like disable all of their armor and disable things with just her eye, but she's like, I can't do it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she's badass. I think if she's here to stay, I think she's gonna be a cool little character in this Batman arcs.
She is a good little character. I actually really like her. I like the whole little group right there. Yeah, definitely a little hippie looking, but no, they badass. They cool.
That's right. He did call me hippie. Get off me, you hippie. That's right. That was pretty funny. But yeah, so going a little bit farther into the book, it seems that, they're trying to save the little girl too, like Ghostmaker. Thank God they got to the ship and everything.
She got shot.
But of course, like Mark said, Scarecrow goes rogue. He pumps Mr. Mahoney with more fear toxin than he's ever given any one patient. So that's going to be pretty crazy. And of course, he was waiting for Batman. So it's going to be Batman versus Scarecrow in the next issue.
And the way they're even trying to portray Batman, like having everything like televised. So they're trying to, look at him. He's aligning with the villains and stuff like that.
That's exactly how Future State is. Once the Magistrate and once all the peacekeepers take over, he's public enemy number 1. So, yeah.
You think this is killing people off of Batman and DC in a way? Obviously, it being their biggest book. It's way different. I feel like DC is really starting something completely different going forward. For the next 10 years, probably. I think they really want to start like their own. They have their history, but I think going forward, it's like, I think this is what we're going to see even in the movies, man.
I don't know. They take a lot of, notes and different themes and stuff for these movies from the books. So, you never know. Someday they may want to create their own universe where it's Future State. You never know. You never know what kind of path they're going to take. And all these movies that come out, it's based off of all those Future State books. I'm not sure.
What's the Robert Pattinson one going to be based off again?
They said it's based off of like year 2. Like it's the second year that he's Batman, and loosely based off of The Last Halloween, which is a story from, I think, the 80s or 90s.
Really dark feel to it. Looks good, though.
That's what I'm saying. When do you think? How long until you think like the picture side of it is going to be transformed into what they're doing now? Or will it ever?
It took him this long to do a long Halloween book. It'll take him then see in 30 years. I don't know. We might even be over 60.
That's what I'm saying. They need to coincide together more. You can't make movies of like stuff that's so old, but then have like these books right now that have been fired.
They rarely do. And I think it's smart for them to take from older, like IP and older stuff like that, because if you get someone who's going to go out and buy books that are like, oh, hey, they're doing a Future State or whatever, I need to go get these books, right? Or you can go ahead and say, hey, it's from a Long Halloween book, so let me go get those books, and while I'm here, let's start. So you kind of, you're hopefully getting double the amount of books, Let's get the current Batman and also the one that the movie's based off of, not just the current one that I have to follow, and then once the movie comes out, then I'm done with comic books, So maybe you want to grab, I don't know. I mean, there's so many good stories from the DC, universe that they haven't even touched yet, not even in the animated movies. So, I mean, dude, and all the animated movies, we're getting the Flashpoint, on the Flash movie. Mm-hmm. They need to make a Superman Red Sun. Sean, you've read that. They have so many different stories that they still need to make. So
Red Sun was badass, bro.
So, and finally, really quick, we're kind of going on the books. Nice House on the Lake #3. This story is insane. It's pretty crazy to think that if the world ended, but you were invited by the guy who pretty much had a hand in doing it, like ending the world, and all the, like, what do you guys think about it? Just every aspect of it is so weird. Like, they feel like they're in prison, but then, like, one of the people, like, I'm going to cook, eggs and bacon tomorrow morning. Like, really? Like, people are kind of cool with that. And then all the statues that if you touch it, like, where you're from, it shows, like, what it currently looks like. So you can see people's faces freaking melting off. Like, what?
That's crazy,
I mean, and then the one guy, Sam, he's like, screw that. Like, I'm going for a walk. And then he's finding the edge of he's trying to find the formula, right, to see how big the thing is by looking at based off of a corner, going back to my freshman year in geometry. He's finding the edge of where he can actually go in the woods. And then finally he finds this huge area of all those different statues and this huge big cube thing. And then he has some choice words for Walter, and then he leaves. But one of the guys that did he show up? I don't think he ended up showing up.
Reg?
Yeah, Reg, did he show up in the beginning, or did he was just lost? Ah, crap, I forgot.
I don't know. I don't know if he was one of the guys that had a special name.
Okay, but he's like inside that cube thing, which is freaking weird. So
the whole book is kind of weird.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think we're not going to get like all these answers and stuff until like 6 issues in,
If we even get those answers, Mike. I mean, if it's a longer series, I think it's going to take even longer. I think it's going to be one of those books that takes us to the very end.
Like 12 issues. Honestly. It's a maxi series or whatever, maybe 12 issues.
Whatever it is. I just don't think we're going to get answers too soon with this type of book. It's like a thriller mystery type,
Yeah, true.
But it's good. I'm enjoying it.
I am too, and it's not hard to follow. It's not like one of those like it's confusing as hell. Like I need answers. I'm confused.
I didn't think it was gonna be so much mystery though. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be more like horror type,
like slasher movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like I Know What You Did Last Summer type crap. Scream. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of that, and it's a little bit of I understand what you're saying. It's a little bit of Sixth Sense, and it's a little bit of Halloween.
It is. I mean, shout out to Tynion though. Got a lot of stuff going right now, and to write all different types of books and at the same time, and I mean,
for sure,
nothing I can do. So
for sure. So that's the end of the comic book talk. Thank you so much for joining us for that. If there's anything that we have talked about, please go out and grab all your books from your local comic book stores. Please support your small local businesses. And if there's anything that you're reading that we haven't talked about, please shoot us a line on social media or in the chat right now. But let's go. Let's get a little bit of a news going, fellas. So I did see one thing. So let me go ahead and tell my little, my short little thing. So I see that Catherine Zeta-Jones is going to be playing Morticia in the Netflix adaptation, The Addams Family, made by Tim Burton, which is pretty cool. They have their Gomez too. I forgot what the guy's name is. He's the guy who he has a voice in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. What's his name? He is. I actually forgot his name. What else you guys got? Sean, I have Bam Margera suing Paramount for wrongful termination. I mean, what's up with that?
I mean, he's rehabbing, so.
I mean,
he's trying to find himself. I mean, he was like the star of Jackass and all that stuff, and now it's just.
I mean, like he signed he signed the contract to do the new Jackass movie while in rehab. And apparently he's saying that he has been prescribed Adderall for 10 years now, but that was the deal. The producers like, you cannot be in this movie unless you're clean and sober, and everyone I think is clean and sober except him. So there's something somewhere in his contract. I mean, his lawyers are probably going to try to find a little loophole to get him money, but I don't think that's going to last. I mean, it's sad because
money's not
going to
solve
money from
his
it, but
issues,
I mean, just stay clean, bro. I mean, you knew the stipulation. Come on.
I mean, I am actually kind of excited to see Jackass 2 and all the stupid stuff they do. It always is pretty funny.
Did you see the trailer?
I just see the trailer and I was dying.
Dude,
like,
it was
some crazy.
It was hella funny. Oh man.
Wait, there's a new Jackass coming out?
Mark,
There is.
it's like the.
I thought they've had Jackass 2 already, though.
Yeah, Jackass 3.
I think it's the newest Jackass, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're all the same guys?
Yeah.
All but Bam
Pretty much. I
Margera,
mean,
yeah.
except for the guy who died in the car crash.
Damn. Steve-O?
Steve-O's in it.
There,
Party
yeah.
Boy, Chris Pontius. Remember those old shows? He
Knoxville.
turns on the stereo. He's like, oh yeah, makes me want to party, and he's like dancing in his man thong. Oh my god, it's hilarious. I love that shit, dude. Daniel Espinosa, the director of Morbius, may have leaked a Tom Hardy cameo. He had an interview and he was like, you know what? Like when I get on set and I just see names on the sheet like, Jared Leto and Michael Keaton and Tom Hardy, like, I can't help but smile. Or I can't help. I was like, oh shoot. So he said that in an interview. So we may be seeing Venom in the Morbius movie, which is I think set for next year. So that's
Wow.
I like it.
so kind of meshing those universes. So I mean, why not? Are they eventually going to get into the MCU? No idea. I mean, with this Loki season finale, why not? Anything can happen, especially since they have plans for the X-Men and Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, all that stuff, Ant-Man and the, Quantumanium. So it's going to be pretty intense.
They ain't going to get into the MCU if numbers don't start picking up at the movie theaters. Although,
yeah. I think
movie theaters would have wanted Suicide Squad to be released just for them. I know AMC. They got news this week that they are going to be having like the rights to be able to play Warner Brothers movies for 45 days before any other theaters, I believe, or before they go to streaming. In particularly,
that's gonna help.
I think that's what they did with Wonder Woman. What's up, Aaron? Thanks for joining the chat. No, you did not miss Sports Talk. It's coming up after the break.
What up, A-Dog is next, boy.
No, didn't Wonder Woman do that. It was available for 30 days on Christmas,
30 days, yep.
And then after the 30 days, it went off, and I think went into theaters. So I think that, HBO Max, they're going to look back on 2021 and say, we kind of made a boo-boo by not doing what Disney Plus is doing, allowing doing $30 and then because it's like, it's free. You can watch Space Jam. You can watch, we all watched the Suicide Squad. Did any of us go to theaters? No, we did not. Did
you charge extra? No.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't. They didn't charge us the $30 like for premium access or whatever. Did I pay for Black Widow? Yes. Did I pay for Jungle Cruise? Yes. Did I pay for Cruella? Yes. And those were all banger movies. And in going back and looking, we'll get into the Suicide Squad next. I would pay the $30 to see that for sure. If I'm gonna take me and my wife, $12 to $15, there it is. And we're gonna go to an AMC and grab a couple drinks. Popcorn, candy.
Get your popcorn, baby. Get your popcorn.
There's $60, $70 right there. So, yeah, they would have definitely gotten my money.
Well, speaking of that news that you just brought up, I know the scene was referring to Venom, that there is likely a number 3 that is in the works. So,
cool.
I mean, they already got, they're going to have the Venom and Carnage. A Venom 3 sounds obviously very likely with Tom Hardy. Hopefully they have Spider-Man included in that. We'll see, man. I mean, obviously it's always rumors until the movie's actually out or we see the previews. But we'll see, man. That'll be good. I mean, it's a matter of time before we have Spider-Man and obviously Venom.
Yeah, no, true. What else? The How I Met Your Father. So like the now side series based off of the How I Met Your Mother series starring Hilary Duff has now casted their main cast. So Hilary Duff is the lead actress, and I think I do have the I think I have the other cast over here. I was looking it up yesterday, but I was like, oh, cool. So I'm wondering. I think it's strictly on Hulu. It's like 10 episodes on Hulu, which is pretty cool. It's one of those ones that I have too. But if anyone knows any of these actors or actresses, she's going to be Hilary Duff is the main actress, and she's going to be act alongside Veronica Mars actor Chris Lowell, grown-ish actress Francia Racia, the Royals actor Tom Ainsley, Space Force actress Tien Tran, and Life of Pi actor Suraj Sharma. So that's the cast of the new How I Met Your Father. So I think instead of the dad, like I think it was what was his name? Who's the old host from America's Funniest Home Videos? Bob Saget. Instead of Bob Saget being the guy who's telling his kids How I Met Your Mother, it's Hilary Duff telling her kids How I Met Your Father. So It's a cool little spinoff. 10 episodes. I may get into it, may not. But Tim Drake, Mark, I texted you guys the other day that Tim Drake I saw on the poster of the new season of Titans is going to be in the season 3. So that's pretty dope. But then at the same time, we see that in this newest issue of Batman Urban Legends, apparently he's bisexual. So
I knew it. There was a couple of issues where I seen Batman bending over and he was
he didn't
taking a little peek, and I said, okay.
No, but I don't think any of us read the Urban Legends story, but apparently he says at the end of the issue, like, oh, I'm going on a date with so-and-so, and it's a guy. So, just another, it's pretty crazy how they've been doing this the last couple of years. Alan Scott Green Lantern comes out as gay. I think his son Obsidian is gay. And now Tim Drake. So it'll be interesting to see if they make the actor also in the show Titans gay as well. Mm-hmm. But who knows? But more inclusion. I'm never upset with that. Just like what we were talking about 2 weeks ago, how people got mad that the Little Mermaid Ariel was black. Like, at the end of the day, who cares? So that's that. And then also finally, Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad premiere on HBO Max last Friday. Warning for everyone tuning in live. It's going to be in the title of the live video. It's going to be in the title of this episode. So skip or turn it off until you've watched the movie. But this is a spoiler-filled review of Suicide Squad. So what did you guys think of it? Because all three of us watched it. I had a phenomenal time. I had such a fun time. I laughed my ass off a few times. I enjoyed this movie. Classic James Gunn.
Well, that's why it was so good, because there was so many good laughs in it, the interaction between the characters. I mean, I always say it was action comedy, basically. When you had the villains all come together. I mean, Idris Elba, let me just be off top. He's one of my favorite actors. He did his thing. He killed it. I think he did better in his DC role than obviously his Marvel role, which he is in Thor. And he does actually good in that role, too. Like, he's not a main character, but as his role in definitely Suicide Squad was awesome. I was very surprised how good John Cena was.
Yeah.
And I guess now I could see, do I think his show's going to last? Maybe not. But the fact that off top they gave him a show, I think it's because they knew, hey, he did pretty damn good. Like, this guy's going to be, I think, a fan favorite. And I think most people who watched it will say, hey, he did pretty freaking good in the movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, he definitely, it was like, he was definitely his funny, from Daddy's Home or whatever. But then at the same time, it's an action movie. Like, my favorite part of the whole movie involved him and Idris Elba when they were in that village, and then, they were like kind of going, 1 for 1 on kills, and he just goes up to the guy laying down and just that was like, dude, I had to rewind it like 2 times. I laughed my ass off. Like, it was so funny. He's not my favorite character, but I can see why they're giving him a TV show, and that kind of is like, are they gonna maybe kind of move into a universe? Like if
different
like
shows
for
movie, characters,
and then they get a TV show, you have some kind of plans to do something beyond that, right? Like, why would you just make one show, James Gunn, one and done, and then help make a one and done TV show? Like, hopefully they make something off of that. I'd say my favorite character was Polka Dot Man, for sure, for sure.
I need to
just when he just makes everyone look like his mom. Hella funny. And then I would say that's one. And then my second favorite, I did like Ratcatcher 2.0. She was cool. I did like her story, and she was Portuguese, so that made me
Yeah,
like her
that's
a little bit
right.
more. So that was pretty
Yes,
cool. So what about you guys? What did you guys think of the movie? Or
Yeah, her
Mark?
story was pretty cool. I like that. Like, why don't you like rats? Why don't you like rats? I mean, honestly, dude, the movie wasn't. I mean, it wasn't exactly what I expected. I mean, I really, really liked it.
Really, it wasn't
But
exactly what you would expect.
I actually didn't think it was gonna be as good. I'm not trying to throw
okay.
shade. I'm actually complimenting it, right? Like, I didn't expect to be like as good. Like Sean said, Idris Elba and dude was great. I like how they start the movie off as well with like a whole different like cast, and
Yeah.
then they all get
Like they're the
you know,
distraction.
Great.
that one like what is that, like the little rat looking thing?
Weasel,
Yeah, the weasel, yeah, you damn weasel,
who is
bro.
not dead
I mean,
now. We see at the end scene, he's not dead.
True.
and yeah, oh, I know, that's right. He like got the water out.
Coughed up all
Yeah,
that
but I
water.
mean, but then they show Merle, the actor who played Merle from Walking Dead, and they kept showing him like close up. Every time someone died, they showed him. I thought he was going to have a more like integral part, and they only showed him because he was the only one to chicken out and then leave, and then Waller blew his chip. But you had
yeah.
like Nathan Fillion, from Firefly fame, and what's his superpower? He detaches his arms, and then he just and then Harley Quinn. What
Or
the?
sitting there.
Like, hey, I didn't pick the team, and then you had Javelin, who didn't do anything, but his biggest part was to give Harley Quinn his javelin.
When the javelin,
And then you had what was the comedian with all the tattoos? What the hell is his name?
Oh,
What's the comedian with the tattoos?
the
When
guy-
he like jumps out off top, it says, "Hey, we're here."
from Saturday Night Live, right?
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Pete
Davidson,
Davidson,
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, when I-
surprised to see him.
Like when I saw the cast, I was like, "Oh, cool! We got this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy." And then, dude, you knew, like all those posters, don't get attached, don't get attached, don't get attached.
He ain't last long.
Exactly. So unless you liked Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, or King Shark, or Ratcatcher 2.0, all of your favorite characters died. I mean, obviously John Cena at the end, but until the final scene, all of your, unless you liked those four guys, Sylvester Stallone, nom nom, unless you like those guys, they're all dead.
But you had great. I mean, the way the movie had action, CGI built in. I mean, obviously, I like the gory part of the CGI was pretty cool, and then you had like the romantic scene with like Harley when she just like blasts him up. It's just like, dude, that movie was actually pretty bad. Like, I'm not the type of dude to really watch movies like, oh, I'd watch it again the next weekend, but I'd actually watch it again.
When she escaped that prison cell and she was tearing through those guys in the hallway.
Badass, bro.
Damn, dude, with the javelin.
It's got that Quentin Tarantino-ish, like Pulp Fiction type of feel
hell
to it
yeah.
sometimes at parts.
You were
And
trying
then
to
it's
break
just,
in to get her, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Well, it had
it's got the comedy.
like Inglourious Bastards, like kill, 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 like right after it, back and forth, you see brains splattering everywhere. It was pretty dope. I definitely liked it. It was definitely better than the first one. Like where, I mean, I can't even rank it because it was like not like a serious, not like the DCEU is, so to speak. But like I was telling you guys earlier, it was Guardians of the Galaxy with cussing and a lot more blood and guts and everything. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially if you already have HBO Max, if you're already paying for the membership. Sit down with a drink, with some popcorn, with your significant other, and not your kids, and just have a good time. Like there's already like getting blasted on the reviews, and you saw James Gunn like quote, "I'll live." That's all he said. Like, "I'll live." Like, why do you have to be like? Why do you have to hate so much? Why?
People got free time.
It's like Democrats and Republicans. Like if you're a diehard Marvel fan, it's like you can't be a DC fan. Like no one can like both anymore. It's just trash. It's stupid. But no, the Suicide Squad. Let's give it a Rotten Tomatoes score. Let's give it an 81.
Yeah, that's actually I had 80. So yeah,
like a B
81,
minus.
yeah.
Like give it like a B minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good for what it was. It was actually really good for what it was. Just you knew what you kind of expected. I mean, seeing the first one, you're like, oh shit.
Right.
And they came out with this, and it's like, damn, it was like a revamp type of vibe. It was good. I mean, Waller's still a biatch.
Dude, she is evil. with a capital
deserves
E,
the
bro.
work,
She
man.
is she is Lex Luthor level. She is up there for sure.
She's
But I mean, at the box office, it didn't make the numbers over the weekend that they expected.
No, because
I mean, obviously, like you said,
they shouldn't even look at box office numbers for like the next year or two at this point.
26.5 million to the 70 million expected, 72.2 million worldwide, according to the studio.
How many people watched it though? You know, like did people who were already subscribed or new subscribers, like how many people actually watched it?
The Suicide Squad is a big budget superhero by Gunn, as we all know. But his newest film earned critics 92% with Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, it was.
I mean,
good
yeah,
for
why
what it was.
not?
It was
I mean,
fun.
You guys are undermining.
I know,
me,
right?
man.
I just think like we're looking at it from just like a big picture. Like it was good for what it was, and if you guys should look at it compared to like certain movies, it wasn't like the greatest movie, but for what it was, yeah, it's like it was a cool movie. It was fun.
Like,
it was
to see
good.
Starro the Conqueror, like finally we get, you know, like it's one of those things where finally now we have the CGI to see a cool ass Starro the Conqueror, and it was like, and it's just like the little things came out of his armpit, like it was nasty, but it was really cool.
Walking starfish, man, that's pretty badass,
right?
So they're saying a lot of the reason why this film kind of is missing expectations. I mean, I don't know if they're making excuses, but they're saying that it's because it's the follow-up to the 2016 Suicide Squad that obviously was kind of poorly received by fans, despite making 747 million gross. But I
people
think
were excited to see Harley Quinn and like Jared Leto as Joker, and it was nothing but the theaters. Of course, it made money. You had the people who already
who directed that.
So misleading. That's so misleading.
Starts with an A, and like Ayer. I forgot what the cut, because everyone's asking for. Oh, we're gonna get the Ayer cut, like the Snyder cut or whatever. I forgot what the name was. You can look it up. But Joe, there was a post-credit scene. There was a post-credit scene. One of the post-credit scenes was they flash back to the beach where Weasel like drowned, and then he wasn't dead, so he like coughs up water, and then he kind of like gets up like, huh, like what the hell, and he just like kind of scurries off. But then there was
you have any credence to that, Mike, or you think it's just something like funny they wanted to do?
I think it's just something funny they wanted to do.
That was funny.
Like now he's on Corto Maltese, like alone, like this is some freaking weasel gonna be walking through the streets now. But then there was another scene where the younger people, the people who like kind of knocked out Amanda Waller, like the blonde chick, and then the guy with the scraggly beard and everything, they go into the hospital and they find that Peacemaker is not dead. So John Cena's character is not dead, so that's going to lead into his series that they have on HBO Max. So should be a good one. Like when they killed him, I was like, oh, so that his show's going to be a prequel then. And then boom, here comes the post-credit scene. So Joe, if you want to go back and then fast forward to like the very, very end, you'll find that post-credit scene. So that's
that damn starfish was some weird shit though.
It's just like, bro.
And you know what? And you know what? That's going to be one of people's gripes. Like, what the hell was that starfish? Oh, wow, you have a starfish, and that's going to be the people like who are dumber than a bag of freaking hammers. They don't ever read a comic book, and they see that Starro the Conqueror came from like the first ever issue that had the Justice League together. Like, stupid.
Yeah, I would have never thought. I would have never known that if you didn't tell me. And even now, I could say starfish, but it's creative actually the way they used it, having the small starfish come out and speaking through that. I was like, okay, they actually made it work. I mean, for the most part, you have a starfish as a freaking villain. What the hell is this? But they made it work, and obviously, what you said is it wasn't the Justice League, so it all came full circle.
That weirdo dude with all the stuff attached to his head.
Thinker.
The one that was like...
The Thinker.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dude, this...
Had his eye scan.
Yeah. He got messed up, too. That was gnarly. But, okay, that's our review.
Harley?
Huh?
It was Harley?
Harley gnarly. Yeah. But that is a review of the Suicide Squad. Please let us know how you thought of it. And if you disagree with our 82% like Rotten Tomato and the 92% that actually Rotten Tomatoes gave it, we thoroughly enjoyed that. But we're going to take a 2-minute break to use the baño and refill our waters or drinks. But this is the Comic Bookies podcast. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, folks. Sports is next.
Deportes.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Comic Bookies podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube and Twitch live. Because of my work schedule, you can actually listen to this episode wherever you get your podcasts tomorrow morning, Thursday, and not the usual Saturday. So you're welcome. But we are also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at The Comic Bookies. You can reach us at email at thecomicbookies@gmail.com. But yeah, again, subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch pages. You find all of our shorts, all of our videos, our live streams. I'm sure that I'll be concocting a nice little video documenting our Saturday this upcoming weekend as the TCB guys are out in Tracy celebrating my son's first birthday. So so glad to have everyone in. There's still a handful of people viewing right now. Thank you so much for sticking with us. It's a late night here, 10:45 p.m. on Pacific Standard Time, but let's get into some sports, fellas. So let's get into the sport that's actually now done. The Olympics is now over, but the headline is well, first of all, I loved the last couple of days. Of the track and field, of all the medleys, of all of the relay races, and just how fast people can be, man. Absolutely just Barry Allen freaking fast as hell. But USA takes over China in golds, and obviously we already held the lead in overall medal count, so that's amazing. I think we ended up with 39
USA.
golds. So what do you guys think about the last, since we talked, there's been a huge amount of Olympics, but as we round out the Olympics, what was your guys' favorite moments?
The track was awesome just because without the track, we probably wouldn't have had the most gold medals. Sure. And I love all the world records that got broken. I mean, the 4x1 women won by 4 seconds. The shot put thrower, I think he broke his own record 2 times or something like that. Completely unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Olympics, it definitely separates, great athletes from just world-class athletes. And I actually applaud every country at that. Every country that even participated, you even got to get a medal. You participate in the Olympics, you are the best of the best. Shout out to the home country, Portugal. We did get a gold medal in the triple jump men's, and we had a silver medal in the triple jump women's. So
nice.
Awesome, and we got a bronze in judo. So I don't know,
judo,
man.
No?
It's a beautiful thing when you judo, no. It's just a beautiful. Hey, I like that. It's a good one. I like it.
Where's the drum roll on that one, baby?
Just a beautiful thing, man. Seeing all the countries come together and obviously competing, but just such a mutual respect. You see, there's so much respect between all the competitors and stuff. And yeah, man. I mean, I loved it. I'm so big on the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics it was pretty dope, but I mean, what can you say, man? there was no better event than the what was it? The spaghetti leg race. The
spaghetti legs.
Oh my god!
Power walking.
Oh my god! I know.
The
power
walk
walking, spaghetti
race.
legs. There was a 46-year-old Portuguese guy in that race. He got top 20.
Bro, can you imagine training for that? They just walk, and then it's their legs look like they're all deformed, dude. That was dude. Some of the it reminds me of when you watch or World Cup or certain tournaments or Champions League whatever these lower divisions. And it's you always see that one team that you never saw before, right? Every time you turn on the Olympics, you always see that one damn sport you never saw before. Dude. I mean, every 4 years, you're going to see, power walking, racing.
Dude, they're so strict, though, on the actual rules. You can be in a running motion, but you can't be running. It's the way your feet go. I don't know, man. The way
you can't lift. Both your feet can't,
you see the judge running up and waving the flag at the guy hey.
Hey, his face. You can't make it up,
dude,
bro.
I'm looking up Poland right now, which 14 total medals, by the way. But
nice.
It looks like a lot of mixed track and field, mixed relay, a lot of hammer throws, javelin, men's 800 meter, kayaking, quadruple sculls, the Greco-Roman. But the top one right here, it just goes to where Tamala David won the men's 50-kilometer race walk. He won a gold medal. So what you guys are talking about, holy shit.
You a hell of a
Polacks,
walker.
dude. Nice.
How you train for walking, man? I don't know.
Exactly. You're gonna see moonwalking in the event in the Olympics.
Hell yeah, dude.
Moonwalking
That's
racing.
awesome.
Hey, all respect to the competitors. Again, we're not insulting. We're the biggest supporters, but
But how do you
competitive
get
walking,
into
man,
something
that's a good one. That's
like seriously? Real question. Everybody
Portugal
on
had
live.
4 medals, by the way. They had another bronze. They had kayaking and the men's 100, judo, but they had also men's kayak single 1,000 meters. They got the bronze as well.
how did. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Who gets into? How do you get into that though? I'm Daddy. Can I get into power walking racing? Like, how would you like? How do you get?
That's
your
for the
kids
ones
into
that they didn't like running in school, but they like racing. So they said, you know what, we got power walking.
right?
I was gonna ask you, Mike, how did the wife of the one who goes to your CrossFit, how did the husband do?
So he I'm not gonna say like he was out of his league but like a lot of those guys are like way more experienced. It seemed like because when he was doing his 2 lifts, his snatch and his clean and jerk, he started out like one of the lower weights.
Didn't China win the snatch?
No, I think that was like a different weight class.
Different
It was
weight
a different
class. I
weight
know
class.
China had one.
So you had someone from I think Bulgaria. I think he won or whatever, but he just like started out so low. I think he finished like 7th or 8th out of. But I mean, like when you can make Group A like the top 10, be the only one to represent your country. I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself. So you know, props to him. Who won men's football? Soccer? Because I see Mexico got the bronze.
Brazil.
Hold
on.
Yeah, Brazil.
Brazil
Beat
Brazil
Spain.
Spain.
I
Yeah,
think.
Brazil beat Spain.
Yeah.
I mean,
so my Finns get 2 medals. They women's light heavyweight boxing take a nice little bronze, and the men's 200-meter breaststroke they take a bronze. So the Finns, which are I think they're more known for their Winter Olympics. So we'll see you there.
Japan, man. Japan kind of rocked it for
they showed out.
Do they put events or sports that are more geared towards the country that's having
I don't think so.
That's a set Olympic
because isn't skateboarding like something new? And I mean, I think
skateboarding's
a lot
American,
of these,
right?
They added a number of events, but it wasn't catered to the country. Yeah, I think they actually did.
The Japanese they're saying Japanese probably have the best skateboarders in the world right now, and I'm like, that's funny because I don't ever remember skateboarding being in the Olympics. Now it's in Japan, and they take a bunch of medals.
Well, it's interesting when you see that skateboarding event because they pretty much did like from a big jump onto a bar to grind, and everyone like basically ate it except I think one who I think was Japanese, and they won. So,
I mean, I like fencing, like, judo, fencing, golf. I'm seeing all these medals that they got in, gymnastics, archery. They've all been. I mean, shoot, but they took silver in women's basketball.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Japan?
Yes. All these skateboardings, swimming. I see surfing. They took a silver in men's surfing and a bronze in women's surfing. Like, yeah, I mean they got
third. They got third or fourth in most medals, right?
Yeah, third,
I think.
Third. Wow.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm sorry. This is total. This is total medals. This is total by gold.
Third.
So they got. You have the United States at 113, China at 88, ROC. I'm sorry, I can't say Russia. They got 71, and Great Britain had 65. And then rounding out the top 5, Japan with 58 total medals. They had the third most golds at 27.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That just shows how many different events there are, man.
Yeah. And how exciting.
I want to know.
Go ahead.
I want to know the percentage of events that the U.S. medaled in, and not gold medal, just medaled in. He figured they had 100 and how many total
113 medals.
So that just shows there's over 113 events, and that's freaking crazy when you think about it.
Wow, I know.
Damn.
Well, you got that power walking race. So, I mean,
I know, right? God,
can't make this up, people.
Cannot make it up.
All the way though.
Yeah, so now we only have to wait 3 more years for the next Olympics. So.
Actually, 1 more year because we get the Winter Olympics 2022.
True. So Summer Olympics are in now 3 years. Next year is the Winter Olympics. So
which country is it in, by the way? Do we know?
Winter Olympics.
It ain't no Lake Tahoe,
It's
right?
in Beijing, I think.
Winter Olympics 2022 will be in Beijing. Mark is correct.
There it is. That Beijing beef.
There we go.
Shit.
And then
2024 for summer, it's in Le Français. There's a couple more people
Paris.
Le parler en français
Nice.
también around here.
Tambien.
I like it.
Yeah.
Lionel.
And then the 2028 Summer Olympics is in LA. So that's going to be fun.
That's right. So we get 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics.
Oh my
as
God.
Mark and all the
I
young
will-
kids say, shoo. Okay,
I'll
cool.
definitely
So
work my way down there for the Olympics.
let's move on, gentlemen. So we have NASCAR this week. Oh, you know what? I haven't been on.
Indianapolis road course.
That's right, Bob Burnquist. That's right. Yep. Joe's talking about. I know skateboarding is big in Brazil too. That's
Huge.
that's
Oh, yeah.
that's very true too.
silver.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the 12 or 13-year-old girls
Yeah, silver.
got silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool too to also see people who play in the United States, like in the NBA and all that stuff, to then play for their countries, like the Gasol brothers in Spain. It's kind of cool to see that, and like
Luka Doncic.
yeah, exactly.
Luis Scola.
So that's also cool. So
Go
let's
Bear.
do NASCAR. So I want to hit real quick. There was a trailer for the new
Go
NASCAR
Bear.
video game. It looked like a cool game, and then it said, like available pre-order like 8/12. It's like tomorrow. I'm like, oh cool. Pre-order like when's it coming out? Like October 28th. Like, if any video game fans are on here right now, specifically in sports, like FIFA, doesn't FIFA come out like before a certain season starts? Madden, NBA 2K, NHL, the show for baseball, they all come out like before a certain season starts. So you're telling me that the new NASCAR game comes after the season's over?
Where's that NASCAR respect?
That's kind of dog crap, because like I would want to get the new season or the new video game in February and kind of play with the new paint schemes, play with that season as well. People like doing that. They kind of like, following. I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos of like they play with the weeks in Madden and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not the hugest gripe I have. I have many gripes, but it's just
They play 15-minute quarters. You a real one if you play 15-minute quarters.
Hey,
on
I get
Madden.
down to 6. I give you 7 on a good day, but we'll go 6.
I do the 5-minute quarters in Madden for sure. 15, hell no, dude. You never finished the.
You better do that accelerated climb.
You won't do 200 laps in the Daytona 500 in that game,
Only
though.
Michael Marutz does that, buddy. I will not do that. I will not live stream for 3.5, 4 hours doing that. Hell no, buddy. But yeah, so that video game's coming out in the fall, and NASCAR itself is at Indianapolis, but we're not doing the Brickyard 400 on the normal Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have a road course. So again, like we had at COTA, like we had at, what was the other one? I mean, we don't have any data, we can't go up based off of that, but based off of road courses, we have my boy, number 5 from Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle motherfucking Larson, winning at Watkins Glen, taking the crown from Chase Elliott, who, if they had 5 more laps, he would have caught him, by the way. Chase was hauling ass. He was like a half a second faster than Larson on each lap,
Too many
But
mistakes.
not too many mistakes. He just got caught up in lap traffic at the right
Throughout the whole
right
race,
time. So Kyle Larson takes it at Watkins Glen. So I would put those two up at the highest odds to take the road course in Indianapolis. Maybe Truex and Busch up there as well too. I'm not sure if Mark has odds, but what do you guys think about this weekend in Indianapolis?
I'll just save the time and let Mark go, because I'm with you on that. It's going to either be Chase or Larson at this point. I mean, Chase has been competitive or winning every damn road track, and Larson's just being that guy this season. I mean, can't really say much, man. He's that guy. So, yeah. First season back, winning every freaking race.
What do you have for us, Marcus?
I mean, what can you say, right? What do you know? This is a race they've never been to before, obviously. And I know they're going to have practice, but
nice.
I say you were just going to have to go with your road course ringers, if you will. But Larson is obviously 3-1. Chase Elliott's a little bit better than him at 2-1. I see here Truex, as you guys alluded to earlier, 8-1. Kyle Busch. Busch, he's good I really like him at Indy and the Oval. But let's see how good he can be here. Of course, Verizon 200 at the Brickyard. 11-1 for Bush. Hamlin 14-1, still winless. Look at this. Austin Cindric 18-1.
Wow.
So his odds are better than any of his Team Penske. Team Penske.
No, but go ahead, finish your thought, and I have a question.
And that's probably because he's going to be running the Xfinity race the day before as well. I'm sure that has a little bit to do with it. But, I mean, those are some of your top favorites. Harvick, 28-1. I mean, my guy's even 25-1. He was doing good. He won the first stage at the Glen. Joey Logano did. But he got spun out by his own teammate, Keselowski. He spun out like twice.
Oh, dude, that was such bad luck, bro. He got spun in and right into Logano. Such bad luck there in the second stage, bro.
Yeah, kind of what happened with Tabell.
Yeah, my question was, but isn't it true that the Xfinity Series have raced at Indianapolis on a road course before?
Yeah, you're right.
So probably why Cindric has such good odds.
They guinea pigged it there. Like last year, the year before, they guinea pigged it there. You're right.
So I think that's probably it was one of those random Saturdays where I'm like, oh hey, like either NASCAR is somewhere else, like the big boys, the Cup Series, and Xfinity or the trucks are here at Atlanta, Motor Speedway at the road course. I'm like, oh well, road course, what the hell? And I watched a little bit of it. I'm like, oh cool. So that might be a small reason why he's up there in odds, Mark.
Yeah. Also, if you look at Los Gatos' finest down here in the Bay Area, Allmendinger, he's actually gonna he's actually gonna be in the Xfinity race as well, and he's also here at 25-1 on Sunday. So he's a driver that's real good at road courses. He's a driver that has probably raced here before, and him and Cindric, man, I mean, they're getting better odds than a lot of these favorites. I mean, Keselowski 50-1, is that even real?
Damn.
I mean, I'm seeing odds here offshore on Bovada, but man, that seems kind of I mean, I might have to take that. Keselowski, doesn't he have a win at the Brickyard? I know it's not a road course, but
I mean, I can check that, but I will tell you this, because Kyle Larson won at Watkins Glen, gentlemen, we are not going to have 17 different winners. Sorry.
Oh, you're right.
If Indianapolis road course, Michigan, and Daytona, if they give us 3 different winners like Harvick, Hamlin, and let's just say Cindric wins this weekend, that's exactly 16. So exactly 16 winners would get into the playoffs. So,
do we know what is the NASCAR record for the most different winners in a season?
I do not. I know a handful of people that might know, but I do not.
I would say it's somewhere around where we're at right now, I think. Probably give 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
Maybe like about 14 or 13, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, they might have that, in the next...
In 2011,
okay,
there were 18 different victors.
There you go.
Ooh, damn. In 2013, there were 17.
Good on you. Good on you, Sean.
That one? Oh, really?
Crazy.
So Brad Keselowski in 11 races has 1 win and 6 top 10s at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So he has 1 win. So you want to talk about people who are kind of like having experience racing there. Kevin Harvick, 3 wins. Kyle Busch, 2. 1 for Keselowski, 1 for Ryan Newman, and that is it. Your did someone dominate? Like, did Jimmy Johnson dominate or something? Because if your current drivers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different winners at like the Brickyard, and that's it. Did you have someone who dominated?
Johnson, I think Tony Stewart won there
Jeff
a couple
Gordon.
times.
JG.
Jeff Gordon Ramsey, as Michael Roots likes to call him.
Mark, you are definitely the NASCAR guy, and since I did click on this, it actually has a record right below it that I actually have to bring up just because it's a Wayne Gretzky type record. Oh, this racer
99.
had 27 wins in a season, so we're like, the number of races different back then, or is there normally like 20-something races?
Like Petty or Cale Yarborough?
Petty had 27 wins in his season. He has 200 career wins. Good
They
Lord.
probably had less races that year. They probably had 30 races.
Oh, my God.
27 out of 30.
Right. So everyone enjoy that road course at Indianapolis, the first time that I believe the Cup Series is ever going to have that. So should be a doozy this Sunday. Let's do it. Let's get EPL. The English Premier League, ladies and gentlemen, is back. We are excited to talk about it. It's one of the ones where it's like baseball and hockey and basketball, where we don't talk about it every single week, unless some huge news or whatever happens. But of course, we have to preview the season start. Manchester United, I think we looked at the schedule, Sean, is at home against Leeds.
Yes.
Liverpool is at Norwich City. Your Wolves are at Leicester City, and that kind of rounds it out. But this weekend starts the season, boys. It's been a transfer-filled season, specifically for some of our teams. But tell me about this upcoming season, guys.
This is the only time that Arsenal will be in first place.
That's right. It's playing Brentford.
Just because of the spelling of their team. But it's going to be a fun season. I think it's going to be huge.
You're a damn fool.
Chelsea obviously is rolling, the confidence from last season. And obviously they won today the Super League, Super Club, whatever it is. They beat the winners of the Champions League versus the Europa League. The Europa League, they beat Villarreal. So that was good for them. But no, it's going to be a good season. All the transfer movement with Man City, obviously Man United, Tottenham with the new coach. Does Kane really want to be there? Liverpool, they have like redemption season written all over them because they're already a great team and they just needed to get players healthy. So I think it's going to be just a shootout. I think those hungry teams, it's going to be a good season. And United, I think it's like one of those. If you can't do it this season, then you don't blow up the team as much money and as good as they are. But it's like, you guys added the kid Sancho from Borussia Dortmund, who's a young, talented team, and you already have a damn good team. Bruno has a set, fresh season with the guys. Pogba, I don't know. You can go through all these big teams.
Who the hell is Paul Pogba? When I have my red Chevy, laden Manchester United jersey, I don't know who Paul Pogba is. If I have a French national jersey on, I know who Paul Pogba is.
You know what? It's gonna be fun though. I know Mark has that. Come on now, fresh season start. Liverpool. I don't sleep on them, man. I know Firmino had 2 goals in the most recent preseason. Jota, he'll be back firing. I'm excited, man. It's the beginning of a season.
Van Dijk, the player of the year from 2 years ago, is back healthy. So, Liverpool's got as good a shot as anybody to overtake Chelsea. We have, am I correct in thinking did Leicester City get bumped? So it's like the big four, Chelsea, Man City, Man U, and Liverpool in the top 4. So I think we have those teams in the Champions League. So right on. The world
Did I miss Lukaku news?
It is not official, but it's like one of those like official, unofficial. It's just on the verge of it actually happening. But yes, Lukaku is trying to work
Chelsea?
his way back to Chelsea because
wow,
and then he'll play just as good too.
It's going to be just unbelievable for them because they do have Tammy Abraham, who's a good young player from England on the team, who I think just hasn't found his place. So he'll probably get transferred.
They got the American
Christian Pulisic,
Timo Werner, who may come off the bench. But, that's the thing. They're going to have, like, Timo Werner on the bench. They'll have Pulisic on the bench. They're going to go back to those Drogba days with Lampard and how great they were. So, I don't know, man. Lukaku goes there. It's damn. They're going to be very hard to beat.
This is a sport where it's like Liverpool's not like my 49ers or my Giants. They're like the right under the teams. It's like Liverpool, I don't hate them. I kind of give Mark crap when they lose or whatever. But, man, when they play Man City, when they play Chelsea, I'm right there. I'm wearing that, I'm wearing that Liverpool red. I'm with them. I can't stand those two teams, man. I can't stand those blue teams. It's all about the red teams. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. It's the joy you guys have for soccer, bro. Like, it just brings so much happiness. We have to go to a game, bro. Like it's like a given. We have to go to a game at some point in our lives.
What does Mark say? Sean, you're smiling so happy you can eat a banana sideways. You're smiling so hard.
You know what? I got that freaking Kool-Aid smile right now, man. It's crazy. It's
What about that Jack Grealish, the guy that
Grealish, bro, he's an
from where he's
unbelievable player. He is
huh?
so damn good.
He was like in a smaller club in England,
Like
right?
Aston, I think I don't know if it was Aston Villa
Yeah.
or where it was, but if you look at what he did in the Euro Cup, it just solidified what he already did last season. I think he created the most scoring opportunities in the Euro Cup coming off the bench.
Dang.
Like he's just they said he's literally like a right-footed Messi. Obviously, a hell of a
Messi,
comparison.
too.
He ain't no Messi, but
Yeah.
that's something
You
else
got
we'll get
Damn,
to.
Messi
But
going
Grealish,
to EPL aside. Damn, Messi. Talk about freaking juggernaut.
Hey, I
Talk
wanna
about
know
the
who's signing
5
the
or 6 Infinity Stones on one team now. Good Lord.
Hey, for free transfer, that's the thing. Sergio Ramos, zero money you had to pay to the team. Free agent. Hakeem Rahimi or something like
Yeah.
that from Inter. Donnarumma from AC Milan, and then just Messi. I mean the Jordan, the Wayne Gretzky. He's that guy.
Damn,
Like
that's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like if
Forget 'em.
PSG already had like what it took to just keep winning the French league over and over and over again, like then you just add those guys. That's incredible.
That's like your Yankees right there. Soccer. I mean that's
Like
that
that's
is
not fun
Leon,
though. Like if you're a fan of
It's
the
not
other
fun,
19
bro.
teams in the upper division in the French league, that's not fun. That's like I'm done. I'm not going. I'm not spending money
the
on
thing is,
games.
you
I'm
ain't
not
got-
going. That is
You got to
bull crap.
remember though, those moves are not to win the French league. Those moves are to win the Champions League. When you go against the Bayerns, the Man U's, when you go against, I mean, you look at Man U, bro. Yeah, they don't have a Messi, but it's like they have a damn good roster too, bro. You
Yeah.
can't sit here and say, "Oh, they're all right,
That's true.
bro." Y'all got
Those
a
rosters are to go against the teams in the Super League, all right? The 12 Super League teams, all
I think
right?
they're down to 3, but it's,
Those oil money teams, okay?
But still,
They're made to go.
at the same time, put yourself in the shoes of someone who's fighting for a top 4 spot, or maybe even like if they weren't that big of a juggernaut, the French league. Like it's just kind of disheartening that you'll never get up to that level. I don't know.
Well, you know who is a juggernaut? Harry Kane, 3-1 to be a top goal scorer. Look with Lukaku right there with them at 3-1. Salah, and how about this, Sean? Diogo Jota, 16-1 to be the top goal scorer.
he ain't gonna be the top scorer. He ain't gonna be.
But
the top
how is it go 3-1, 3-1, 5-1, and then 16-1? I mean, that's crazy.
Jota's not a striker. You got to remember, he's
Because
not
they're
a
waiting for
striker,
Marcus
and, like,
Rashford to get healthy so they can slot him right under those guys.
That's another player that I think could be sneaky if he actually starts every game, which he should. He's young, talented. Shoot, that guy could easily be the top scorer. I love Rashford. He's a complete
50
player.
to 1. 50-1.
Sorry, you just
Rashford.
heard an empty water bottle drop on the floor from the Bookies podcast. There you go.
I don't know. I'm excited, bro. First week, let's just get her. Hopefully, our team start with the win, or just get a point on the board. Get a point on the board, and let's just get rolling the right way.
Yeah, true. But everyone enjoy those games. I believe that's all on Saturday and Sunday. I didn't check Monday, but I think all of our boys, all the big guns, they play on Saturday and Sunday. So let's get into our final topic of the night, the NFL. So we had not only the NFL, the Hall of Fame game, but this is huge for us. This is our bread and butter. This is our moneymaker. We love talking the NFL week in and week out. We purposely don't talk about other sports, and we purposely make other sports talk a little bit shorter, so that way we can have as much time to talk about football as we freaking can. But the last Sunday was the last Sunday of the year and into the middle of February that we will not have NFL. Had the NFL Hall of Fame game. What was it Steelers, Cowboys?
Steelers, Cowboys. Yeah.
And we had, for us as Raider fans, couldn't be more proud of a guy like Charles Woodson, Tom Flores, a 2-time Super Bowl winning coach, to get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Congrats to Peyton Manning and the other, inductees. We'll get into that in a minute, but now we have some preseason games. I mean, obviously we have a few more weeks to, we're not going to be on next week, and then in 3 weeks we won't also be on, but better bet your britches that Wednesday, September 8th, is our NFL preview. The day before the season starts, that episode will be out and available for you guys' ears, and I can't wait. NFL's back, fellas. I can't. Oh man, feels so good. Feels so damn good.
It's the best feeling in the world, bro. I mean, when you know that Hard Knocks is out, which it did come out yesterday, by the way, fans, then you know it's good. When you're hearing about training camp, when you're hearing about Derek Carr wanting to play until he's 45,
What an idiot.
you know it's football. You know it's football season, man. It's the best time of the year, guys.
45.
There it is.
Now with a few more
They better
broken
keep
vertebrae from that
investing on
offensive
that.
line.
They better keep on investing in that offensive line if he's going to play till he's 45.
Yeah, stop signing all these
But
running
that's
backs
right.
and wide receivers. He's not going to have time. They better get down the field.
NFL, man. NFL is back. Gambling with the big boys is back. And
College
man,
too.
it's,
I mean, college is like arguably
College.
like Saturday is like one of our favorite days too. You know, so it also involves college. So we'll have a segment every. If you're a new listener to the Comic Bookies podcast, this is our third different season talking about football. So last year was kind of weird because we had games without any fans and stuff, but we're hopefully going to get back to a season that we had in 2019 where we have the actual home field advantage of fans and everything to help us handicap these games in college and in the NFL. I can't wait. I mean, there's no words. Sean, me and you, we agreed with the other 8 fellas in the league of mediocre douchebags. We're going to contact Michael Fabiano on Cameo, and he's going to send us a cameo of him reading our draft order. So, Mark, if you're not familiar with Cameo, it's one of those sites where you can pay money, like $50, between 25 and thousands of dollars for certain celebrities and athletes to give you a shout out. And one of our participants, Big Mike, he threw out the idea of having one of the fantasy guys give out our draft order. So I think I'm going to pull the draft order in the next couple of days, send it over to Cameo and Michael Fabiano, and then we'll have a nice little YouTube video or Instagram video of our league draft order being called out. That's pretty cool. Can't wait for that one too.
I will say this too, Mike, kind of just adding real quick to that. I think that's a small little, 2-minute segment we can add to the Comic Bookies podcast. So we can start giving out like a must start for the week fantasy-wise, because fans, we are huge on fantasy. Just another thing. And I know Mark's not the big fantasy guy, but if you need the shark, you need the big gambler, the locks of the week, you're always going to have Mark. That is for damn sure.
But if you need to know who's gonna get how many yards and who's gonna get how many fumbles, and you got these two guys right here.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, we also, our football segment involves us talking about a handful of games we can't wait to watch, but also to place our hard-earned, tax-earned dollars. So we'll do that too. I mean, Sean, that's perfect. I can't promise it's always not going to be a person on my team. Kind of give myself the good juju for my team.
Educated guess.
but for sure, based off of matchups, based off weather, based off of history, based off of scheme, there's tons of things to consider, tons of things to play in. Fantasy is kind of similar to betting at the book at the same time. And also, Sean, just a sidebar, I cannot wait on Sunday. What's that? September 26th. We'll be in Vegas for Week 3 of the NFL, where we'll all be, before you and Joe go home, we'll be at the book placing a few bets before you guys go home for sure.
It is so crazy that we'll be in Vegas. There'll be a NASCAR playoff race. There'll be a Niners game, I think. On the road, I want to say it's actually a primetime game, so I don't think I'll be missing that, thank God. And the Raiders will be at home hosting Miami, I want to say.
Week 3. So if it wasn't thousands and thousands of dollars to go to a game, I would have done the unthinkable and gone to the Raider game and then left halfway through the fourth quarter, depending on how the game was going, and then head over to the racetrack and gone to the, the South Point 400.
No way. That would have been way too much, way too tiring.
I don't know if you'd have had the juice, bro.
He wouldn't have made it out of Allegiant Stadium, dude. He would have been like that one guy.
Oh, yeah, coming out of the trailer.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Niners are actually at home. That's actually our home opener because we started on the road for their first 2 weeks. So we have Sunday night at 5:20. So I will be home actually to watch it versus Green Bay. So that'll be good.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean,
Aaron, Aaron's in the chat. Better go to a game. I can't go to a game. I don't make that kind of money. Not yet, at least. I don't make I don't make the kind of money.
Aaron and I were talking the other day, bro. They're talking like walk-in tickets just to get in, like binocular tickets, like $300.
No, thank you.
But they got to pay for the new nightclub, though. I mean, you got to pay for something, right?
I'll plan something else where I'm not going to a race, but I'll go to a game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be one or the other. I already had a plan to go to the race, knock off one of the racetracks off of my to-do list, but I can't go. No, I will not go.
You got to pay for Derek Carr for until he's 45. That's what you got to pay for.
For his life insurance.
You're right.
Hey,
it's broke. It's broke.
Hey, the excitement we have, bro. You are the shark. Give us just. I want to see where the NFL is at. What Vegas is thinking. Give us just a couple early odds now. Who is the Super Bowl? Who's that team now, other than Kansas?
The Raiders are at home against the Seahawks, I think, this weekend, Sean, at like 6 o'clock. The Niners are at home against the Kansas City Chiefs at 5:30. So, a couple games for our guys to, what's week 1 usually? First couple series?
And some people might not even play.
Well, remember, there's only 3 preseason games this year as well.
So does it shift in the way of like week 2 is now the week 3 where like Carr and the starters will play the first quarter or first half, or would that be just week 3?
Quarter and a half. Well, you see they're doing I've been seeing a lot of things that they're saying with Niner training camp, like they're doing a lot more scrimmages to make up for not having to go into the field in the preseason games. But you still got to get those reps against the opposing teams, different defensive schemes and what so. But I think, week 3 will be the don't even dress starters. Week 2, quarter and a half, maybe halftime for certain players. And week 1, the rookies, they'll get the majority of the work. Mm-hmm. And, the Jimmy G's, the Carr, give them like 2 or 3 drives. You still need to kind of get out there.
True.
We'll see, though, man. Niners, Raiders, man. We can see. Some wins.
Cowboys.
I mean, there's a lot of excitement this season, bro. I mean, we say that every season because it's the football. There's just so much movement, and
I heard that Wentz actually might be able to return sooner than later.
And Quentin Nelson, they were at practice today already without a walking boot, unless I seen wrong.
Really?
Like in sandals. They're both on track to be ready for week 1, and I'm telling you, bro, that's my AFC team. When you separate the Chiefs and you separate the Buffalo Bills, I think Tennessee and Indianapolis are going to be 2 teams to watch in that AFC, bro. I love both those teams.
When's the last time you said that about like a handful of AFC South teams? Maybe when Steve McNair, when Steve McNair was a quarterback of Tennessee and Peyton Manning was a quarterback of Indianapolis. Was the last time you heard that?
Me and Aaron were talking the other day. I mean, Wentz has his quarterback coach back. He has a great Jonathan Taylor running back. He has one of the best offensive lines. Just stay healthy. The
Niners are a Super Bowl team, and then they get those 2 games at New York against the Jets and the Giants, and they turn into a 3rd, 4th place team. Like it's
last place.
Stay healthy.
Last place.
Yep.
Last
you
place.
need a little bit of luck and a lot of health to win the Super Bowl.
What were you looking for, Sean?
You know what? Not that we got to dig too deep into it, but I'm always, I just want to take a small little peek since, we are at the week of preseason. What are teams, what's Vegas think of Super Bowl odds right now? I don't care about the MVP and all that NFC South stuff. I mean, we are like on the verge. Everyone's hands are a little sweaty. Like we got football coming up this year. Coming up this week, at that, so we're able to see our teams. I'm sure you're gonna have your Chiefs up there. I'm sure you might have even Buffalo
Bucks
up
for sure.
There.
Kansas City,
Tampa
Bay, Buffalo,
Baltimore,
10-1. Green Bay Packers getting Aaron Rodgers back.
Green Bay is gonna be ahead of San Francisco. I'm assuming on paper.
13-1. Baltimore Ravens 14-1, as well as the 49ers at 14-1. The Rams 14-1. Oh, you guys are going to be in a tight race with the Rams.
That's lost money right there.
Look at the Browns. Is that Browns lost money? 16-1.
Bro, hey, the Browns. You know what, bro? The Browns are nice. The Browns are 1 play away from defeating the Chiefs last year in the AFC. I think it was a divisional or championship game.
The Browns.
It wasn't for. Chad Henne doing that rollout on a long 3rd down.
The Raiders.
I will never count on them until they do it. Never.
I think the Cardinals are going to be improved.
I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be all right.
45-1 to win the Super Bowl, but these are such long odds here. They haven't even gone through like injuries yet in preseason, right? But
That's where it really matters. Week 3, where is the odds going to be?
That'd be funny
Yeah.
if Green Bay wins.
Don't say that.
I would laugh my ass off. Just like the whole drama that went in, the Jeopardy hosting, and like not even calling anybody back, and then oh yeah, no, I guess, and then in the, in his press conferences, he's talking crap about the organization, but then I'm gonna play. I would just, oh my god, the irony if they win the Super Bowl.
It'll be funny for them, but I think the best story, because would it even cause more drama, is their freaking 4-6, 10 games into the season.
I know, right?
Shit in the bed.
How many quarterbacks have the Packers had in 20, 25 years?
Two.
It's crazy, bro. How do some teams just go through a carousel of just trying to draft? Look at John Elway with the Broncos. Just look at Miami since Marino, right? How do some of these teams, they get in this whirlwind, this rabbit hole of just going and through, they just can't. It's like a lottery, bro. Trying to find a quarterback, I guess.
How many different starting quarterbacks did the Raiders have in the 2016 season? Carr broke his leg, and then McCown got hurt, and then we have to play Connor Cook. He had more than the Packers did.
Michigan State's finest, baby.
In Houston. Yeah,
watch that. Your house, Mark. Actually, I'll never forget that
was
game.
A joke of freaking last
yeah, but I mean, it's crazy, man. It really is.
Christmas. Worst Christmas Eve of my life. I had a beautiful.
Because Connor Cook.
No, just the broken leg, man. It's the worst Christmas.
Yeah.
Donald Penn. Oh, was that the Donald Penn? That was the back.
No, that was Donald Penn. That was the first sack he had given up that whole season.
The whole season versus Indianapolis on his blind side. Yeah.
He remembers the team. It was Indianapolis.
You know what? I don't like this feeling. I don't like this feeling I'm getting. I tell you, I'm excited about NFL, and then all these this wave of emotions comes down. You know what? I don't know if I am excited about these next 20 weeks, 23 weeks.
The Raiders are looking kind of down. I mean, believe it or not, being fans over here, but
they'll surprise in some games, but at the same time, they'll probably finish third. You know.
You think that the Herbert-led Los Angeles Chargers are going to be better?
Where the strength of schedule's at too.
They'll be better. I think they'll be better, but those are also the games you can win because you're going against a young quarterback. Quarterbacks are the driving force of most football teams. So the guy who can make those young mistakes. I mean, Herbert's going to have good games, but I guarantee he's going to have some games of what the hell was that? But he's so freaking young. And I mean, I think that's where the Raiders, last year, there were some games last year, you're damn, I think they beat New England in New England, right? And you guys lost in New England. You guys had a couple games last year that was oh crap.
Scam Newton beat us.
You guys, in Kansas City, obviously, you guys won that game. So, that's the thing with the Raiders. Just when they put it together, they do look good.
But that's what happens. You lose to New England, you lose to Miami, you lose to the Chargers, that meltdown game, towards the end of the season. But then you go and beat the Chiefs. We almost beat them twice.
Yeah.
Almost beat them twice.
Should have beat them twice.
What kind of faith, what kind of confidence you have in a team like that? I don't know.
You got Peterman, third string.
Speaking of strings, you see Deshaun Watson came in at fourth string.
God, that guy.
He's starting fourth string or whatever because
I will say
his future's up in the air.
I don't like that the NFL is kind of handling it like this because they're waiting for their first excuse to do something. And it's bro, if you know you're going to do something, just do it now, man.
Dude, you see all the cancel culture that goes on in Hollywood and all the things. But of course, this quarterback who's worth, maybe close to hundreds of millions of dollars. Of course it's taking this long for him to be, canceled and cut.
Finding every excuse to not cancel him, basically. Yeah. It's
this young driver with only 6 wins at Chip Ganassi Racing says the N-word on live racing. Fired immediately from everything, suspended for a whole year. But this guy has almost 30 different cases on his sheet, and then there's not even a peep. Come on now. That shit's money. money driven.
Looks like a rat and smells like a rat. It's usually a rat.
But of course, they didn't have anything on
we are
tape.
excited.
If they have something on
We are
tape of
excited
him
for the
doing it, then of
NFL.
course he's gone. If it was a Ray Rice situation where he was seen doing it, of course.
Kareem Hunt.
But
Hunt,
speculation.
Or Richard Sherman.
Sherm the worm.
Yeah, that's a sad situation right there.
That's a sad one.
I actually feel bad for him on that one.
That's crazy.
That's
no update on him.
No,
really. I haven't heard nothing.
No.
At the end of the day, he's a free agent. It's kind of 30-something years old, can't find a team.
Get him
That's
for cheap.
a tough spot. You ain't dumb.
But I'm sure we'll have some injury news. We'll have some transaction news maybe in the next few weeks. We will have 2 weeks worth of preseason games to talk about in 2 weeks. But that wraps up the football. That wraps up the sports. And that wraps up your favorite comics and sports podcast, the Comic Bookies, episode 122. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us and who is still live with us on YouTube and Twitch. Gentlemen, take us away.
Episode 122, super fun to what Mike just said. Thank you, everyone who has tuned in live, YouTube and Twitch. We always appreciate it. For the people that will be looking out for the episode, Mike will have it ready for you guys tomorrow. Super fun episode with my brothers, man. We are bi-weekly for the time being, but seeing these guys' faces is a great thing. Seeing these guys this weekend is going to be even better. Super fun talking about all the comics. For those who haven't watched Suicide Squad, definitely go check it out. Super fun movie. For those who want to get into comics in general, go to Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California, or your local comic book shop. I'm sure they'll hook you guys up. Keep checking us out, guys. We appreciate all the love, all the interaction. Again, football season is on the horizon. One of the most popular and beloved sports from everybody. So reach out to us. We don't care if you're a Packers fan, Browns fan, Dolphins fan. Hey, man, we mess with all you guys, man. We love it. So, again, we love you guys. Thank you. Episode 122, a good one.
That's right. When one football starts, the other football starts. When the international, American football starts. But fun time of the season. Not so much the weather that we get into in these latter parts of the seasons, but hey, I'll take football any time of the season, like Mike mentioned as well. Some college we're going to get into, going to be fun. We'll see what Messi's going to do on the pitch over there at Paris. And yeah, man, hopefully Liverpool can take it and that Man City can get relegated.
Relegated.
Nah, but shout out all football fans, including you, Man City. Don't take it to heart, but nonetheless, let's go. It was episode 122. Back with my bros. Thank you. Catch us at the Comic Bookies on Instagram, Twitter, and all social media platforms as well. Catch us at the Comic Bookies at gmail.com if you want to leave us Gmail, an email. And yeah, it was fun, and everybody have a safe weekend, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sean. Please download us wherever you get your podcasts, dude. We're on Apple, iTunes. We're on Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on radio.com. We're on Amazon Prime Music. We are on so many different platforms for you to listen to us. The episode will be available to you tomorrow morning, so please download past episodes as well. We have plenty of good interviews. But yeah, everyone enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend. I'm going to go edit this episode. But for Mark and Sean, this is Mike with Comic Bookies Podcast. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy each other. Peace out. See you all in 2 weeks.
Peace.
Always enjoy each other. And don't forget to stay level-headed and stay humble, or else your head might just become as big as Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame bust. So, all right, guys, we love you, and peace out. 122.
Nom, nom, nom. Good. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm so glad to get inside the house right now. I'm gonna go shut this shit down, transfer everything back to the desk, and then fucking bring my laptop in and edit. Ugh. This guy works at fucking Lamb Research. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh, Sean, you know what? I did get I can't look. Obviously, I need to get my work laptop. Yeah. Lefty Lucy. Kind of try to maneuver your pop filter like up or down the neck, like where you have it on. Like try to maneuver it like, up or down or whatever so it can loosen up. But yeah, it should be Lefty Lucy. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise to unscrew it.